And so we are in line 10, and so it's continuing on. So it says from 9, as with Jabin at the brook Kishon, who perished at Endor, who became as refuge on the earth. 11, make their nobles like Orab and like Zeeb. And so that sends us to Judges 7:25. Judges 7:25, that says, and they captured 2 princes of the Midianites, Orab and Zeeb. They killed Orab at the rock of Orab, and Zeeb they killed at the winepress of Zeeb. They pursued Midian and brought the heads of Orab and Zeeb to Gideon on the other side of the Jordan. So he just using that as an example of what God had done to Orab and Zeeb. And then so in B part of 11, it says, yes, all their princes like Zebah and Zalmunna. And so that sends us to Judges 8:12 to 21. That says, when Zebah and Zalmunna fled, he pursued them, and he took the 2 kings of Midian, Zebah and Zalmunna, and routed the whole army. Then Gideon, the son of Joash, returned from battle from the ascent of Heres. And he called a young man of the men of Succoth and interrogated him. And he wrote down for him the leaders of Succoth and its elders, 77 men. Then he came to the men of Succoth and said, here are Zebah and Zalmunna, about whom you ridiculed me, saying, are the heads of Zebah and Zalmunna now in your hand, that we should give bread to your weary man? And he, in verse 16, and he took the elders of the city and thorns in the wilderness and briars, and with them he taught the men of Succoth. 17, then he tore down the tower of Penuel and killed the men of the city. 18, and he said to Zebah and Zalmunna, what kind of men were they whom you killed at Tabor? So they answered, as you are, so were they. Each one resembled the son of a king. 19, then he said, they were my brothers, the sons of my mother. As the Lord lives, if you had let them live, I would not kill you. Tip for tap. 20, and he said to Jether, his firstborn, rise, kill them. But the youth would not draw his sword, for he was afraid, because he was still a youth. 21, so Zebah and Zalmunna said, rise yourself and kill us, for as a man is, so is his strength. So Gideon arose and killed Zebah and Zalmunna, and took the crescent ornaments that were on their camels' necks. All right, and so that just shows the corroboration, of how they were destroyed. And then look at line 12 in Psalm 83, who said, let us take for ourselves the pastures of God for possession. 13, O my God, make them like the whirling dust, like the chaff before the wind. As the fire burns the woods, and as the flame sets mountains on fire, so pursue them with your tempest, and frighten them with your storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek your name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and dismayed forever. Yes, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that you, whose name alone is the Lord, are the most high over all the earth. And let's go back and elaborate on 13. Oh my God, make them like the whirling dust. And so that sends us to Isaiah 17:13. Isaiah 17:13, that says, the nations will rush like the rushing of many waters, but God will rebuke them, and they will flee far away, and be chased like the chaff of the mountains before the wind, like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. And so that just to show that corroboration there. Going back to Psalm 83, line B, 13b. Like the chaff before the wind. And that sends us to Psalm 35:5. that says, let them be like chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. All right, so that just be like husk or something like that, that can easily just be blown in the wind, gone with the wind. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pause here, and then we should be able to close it out in the next segment.